Hello everyone, my name is Mehran Fardis. I'm an attorney practicing in San Diego, California and throughout the state of California, immigration and personal injury law. Today, I wanted to talk about something that usually the first or second question when an injury case happens. The first question is usually clients ask me, what about my injuries? How am I going to get better? What doctors do I see? And we have a system for that, and we do have another video for that specific purpose. The second question is, if there is some type of compensation, how does that really work? So I'm going to discuss today how the payment or settlement process works in an injury matter. Let's say you're in a car accident, and in California, if you're rear-ended, the other person is automatically at fault. So let's just say, for the sake of conversation, this is a rear-ended situation. You're sitting in traffic lights, somebody hits you from the back, you're injured, you have whiplash, something goes wrong. We have another video about what you do at that time, which is obviously go see a doctor, contact us, make sure you don't answer questions from the adjuster. That's a different video. Today, we're going to talk about the next step. You go through your medical procedures. Once you feel like you're at a position where doctors have now told you, you're stable, we know what's gonna happen, and at this time, things are not gonna change too much. At that point, we're ready to request a demand and send it to the other side's insurance company. So people ask me, can I get 2 million out of this injury? Can I get this much? And the answer is, we first have to see what the other parties, the other side's insurance policy limit is. So let's say you were rear-ended and the other side's insurance policy is 300, meaning $100,000 available for one person. Let's say it was just you in the car. The maximum allowed policy limit that the other insurance company can pay you is $100,000. $300,000 means if there were more than one person in the car, it was you and someone else, you have access to $300,000. So we would send a demand for the available policy. Let's say in this case is $100,000. And let's say your injuries are $150,000, but you only have access to $100,000 from the other side. Once the other side has paid you the $100,000 and you yourself have an insurance policy that has this thing called an underinsured motorist policy, maybe you have on your own insurance more policy limits than the other person. Maybe you have a $250,000 policy on your own insurance. We can go to your own insurance and ask them to pay you the difference from what the other side has paid you and what you have available. So let's say in your case, you have $50,000 excess medical bills that the other side has not paid you. We can ask your own insurance company to pay that difference to you, and most of the time they do that. However, once that limit has passed, once the other side has paid their limits, and whether or not you have your own policy that has an underinsured element to it, that is really the limit. There is not a lot you can do after that. The only thing that's possible at that point, let's say you want to get more or there's more damages on your side, you can sue the other side, the other party, personally in a civil court. You can basically file a lawsuit against that person if they have any assets. If you win in the court, you get a judgment and you can collect. That's usually a complicated and very expensive process, so it's generally not recommended depending upon the situation. For the most part, that's not really what is going to make a difference in your life. What is really available to you is the policy limit on the other side. So it is very important to know that is what we have access to and you have access to for the most part. So we have to kind of work with that policy limit and hopefully get you the maximum limit based on your injuries, of course. That is a short version of what amount of money is available to you in a car accident or in an injury matter. It is limited to the insurance policy limit of the other side. I hope this was of assistance to you. We're going to discuss more about medical procedures. What if you have more medical expenses and where do you get them from in a different video. This was just a basic coverage about policy limits and what amount you have access to. Hope you enjoyed this video. Looking forward to see you in the future. Mehran Fardis here from San Diego. Have a great day.